Right, the lineup for the 2025 Premier League of Darts has officially been announced. Hold on. No, Darren Bent. The Premier League is a weekly tournament with matches taking place every Thursday night between Feb and May in different venues around the United Kingdom. Since 2022, the format has been an 8-person knockout bracket every night, with each of the players meeting once across week 1 to 7, then again in weeks 9 to 15. The top 4 in the world, they're automatically in. So that's Luke Humphries, newly crowned champion of the world, Luke Littler, Michael Van Gerwen and Rob Cross. The remaining 4 wildcard spots, the PDC have an array of options to take part in the tournament that starts in Belfast on February the 6th, concludes with the playoffs at London's O2 Arena. We need to go to that.
Yes, we do.
May the 29th. Let's find out who they've gone and got as we chat to talkSPORT's Mark Wilson. Willow, good evening to you.
Hiya guys, how we doing? Okay,
We're good. We're very well. Thanks for coming on. Are you good? Are you well?
Yeah, very well. Missing the darts though, guys. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what to do with myself these days.
Well, you maybe should watch Darren Bent practice. He hit his first 180 ever last night in practice.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'll hopefully go a little bit better than he did in the talkSPORT Darts World Championship then, eh?
Honestly, come on.
No, I'm just saying, practice makes perfect, mate.
Exactly.
Practice makes perfect.
So what doesn't kill us make us stronger, right?
And let's be fair, Mark.
Exactly.
Mark, he couldn't have done any worse, to be fair.
Well, that's not for me to say.
No, it's for me to say many a time. Right, listen, let's get back to proper darts. Luke Humphries, Luke Littler, Michael Van Gerwen, Rob Cross, Stephen Bunting, Gerwin Price, Nathan Aspinall and Chris Dobey. Now, Stephen Bunting, he had a great World Championship. He's a fan's favourite. He's going to bring so many eyes to the Premier League, isn't he? Apart from the obvious names.
Yeah, look, Stephen Bunting has built up his media personality, you know, the Bunting mental, and he's always on TikTok, got lots of followers on there. He gets what it's like to be a modern-day darts player. You've got to be popular, you've got to be in the media, and he is. And also, let's be fair, he's played really well. He's up to number 5 in the world. He reached the semi-finals, as you said. I think he's played his way into it, and he's a deserving pick, is Bunting. And I think Chris Dobey is similar. They're the 2 new names in from last year. Chris Dobey also got to the semi-finals. Probably underperformed at that level, but he's had a really good year. He's won a few floor tournaments. So Dobey and Bunting, the 2 new names in. And I don't think, if you're honest, you could argue with either of those.
Mark, another one is not the best of the last couple of years has been Gerwin Price. But he had a good run, to be fair, in the championships. What do you make of his inclusion?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think Johnny Clayton will probably be the biggest disappointment not to get in. The 7th seed, he's actually the number 1 Welsh player in the world. He's above Gerwin Price, but Price beat him in the Worlds, and maybe that was a playoff for a place in the Premier League. But you know what you're getting with Gerwin Price. You saw him at the Worlds. He's animated. He gets the crowd involved. He's, you know, if you're going to the darts and he's playing, I think you're pretty happy with that. And he's a big name. He's been in it many times, and he won't let anyone down.
Another one who had a difficult year in 2024, Nathan Aspinall, but the fans love him and he's in. Is that the right call?
Yeah, look, I mean, he's a former finalist, of course, and he was in it last year. He's had a lot of injury problems, and that's affected his ranking. He had to take a few months out of the game, but I think signs he's coming back to it. Got to the quarterfinals, beaten by Littler, of course, but I think, as he said, a fan's favourite, and you can see why they're giving him another chance. So there'll be a few that are disappointed, but I think really it's probably the 8 that we expected overall.
I'm guessing going into the Premier League that Luke Littler would be the favourite, but also, how do you rate Humphries' chance? We know he had a difficult, obviously, Worlds with the defeat to Peter Wright, but do you expect them two to be the favourites again?
Yeah, they're going to be. I mean, look, it's like you said, it's a 16-week tournament. They've got to get in the top 4. The top 4 then play off. You get long odds on them not being in the last 4. So I think, yeah, Luke Humphries every chance, and he'll be determined. He was beaten by Littler in the final this year. Want to go one better and win the Premier League for the first time.
Mark, let me ask you, finals night is at the O2. I've never been there. I'm lucky enough to have been to Ali Pali for the last God knows how many years, and the atmosphere in there is unbelievable. The O2 obviously so much bigger. What is the atmosphere like in there for the darts?
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, a lot of people experiencing darts for the first time, they get involved. You know what it's like when you go to the darts. It's like that wherever you watch it. I mean, you mentioned it's all over the UK. It's in Ireland. It's in Holland. It's in Germany as well. There'll be massive crowds in Europe for this. So there'll be a huge crowd there for the final. It'll be another electric atmosphere. And what you are guaranteed, whoever gets to the finals, you're going to get 4 of the best players in the world. And it's well worth buying a ticket.
Do you think, Mark, we were chatting about this. We did our show from Ali Pali, of course, last week ahead of the final. And we did our show from where all the food and drink is, which I think it's called like the Great Room or the Great Hall, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And back in, I think I'm right in saying that back in the day, the News of the World Championship was held in that very room. And it's probably twice as big or there or thereabouts as compared to where it's currently held. Do you think that we're not too far away from the World Championship be moved into the bigger arena to bring more people?
Yeah, look, we did an interview with Matt Porter, CEO of the PDC. We did it on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page, and we asked him that, and he said, "Look, there are logistical problems. They could put the darts in there, no problem. I think the issues that they've got is getting the TV trucks and the fans' village moved so that they can play it in there. So I think it's certainly something that they're looking at, and I'd be amazed. I mean, I think the desire is to keep it at Ali Pali. Ali Pali and darts at Christmas is what everyone knows, and I think they'll do their level best to keep it there, hopefully in the bigger arena and get bigger crowds."
Okay, last question. Darren Bent is practicing like a lunatic 3-4 hours a night. If, in your opinion, serious question, how many hours practice would he need to put in every night to have a chance of getting on the tour?
Oh, wow. I don't know. It depends how good you are, I guess. If you've got
my average is probably about 96.
96.
No, hold on, sorry.
Right,
no. You missed out the word "or" between those numbers, 9 or 6.
Okay, no worries. Keep practicing, Benny. The dream is there for everybody to do it. The Q School's open now. Maybe next year you might be taking part in it yourself. Who knows? We might see you on the tour.
Imagine if Natalie Sawyer was his first opponent. Mark, listen, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for coming on.
Cheers, boys. No problem.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.